Archangel Michael sees everything, even the times you dismiss his signs. A powerful shift is about to occur, but only for those who choose to open this now. This is not an ordinary moment. This is a marked hour in heaven's calendar. A divine timestamp has been set over your life, and the scrolls of destiny have turned to this very page. Even now, the winds in the unseen realm are shifting, stirring, moving, because heaven has taken record of what you ignored, what you silenced, and what you almost dismissed as coincidence. And yet grace speaks again. This message has reached you not by accident, but by divine orchestration. It is for the ones who still have spiritual ears to hear, even after seasons of silence. It is for the watchers, the wounded, the weary, and the waiting. Archangel Michael, commander of heaven's hosts, has never turned his eyes from you. He is the appointed guardian of thresholds, the protector of destinies, and the enforcer of divine justice. While men sleep, Michael stands. While others forget, Michael records. And when the hour shifts, as it is shifting now, he does not come quietly. He comes with fire, with sword, with purpose. Heaven has said signs, many signs. Repeating numbers, strange dreams, sudden interruptions, broken plans, closed doors that made no earthly sense. These were not delays. These were warnings. These were repositionings. These were holy disruptions. And yet, how many times did you dismiss them as mere emotion? How many times did your logical mind argue with the supernatural nudge? Heaven spoke, but the room was too noisy to hear. But now, yes, now, a veil is being lifted. There is a shift, a tremble in the atmosphere. A divine moment is presenting itself, but it is not open to all. This word is sealed for the few, the alert, the spiritually awake. The masses will scroll past, scroll quickly, scroll blind. But those marked by heaven will feel the pull. You, chosen one, are feeling it now. This message requires more than curiosity. It requires silence, obedience, and the willingness to pause. To pause your thoughts, to still your fears, and to listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit. For what is about to be revealed can only be received by those who are ready to see beyond what they've been shown. Archangel Michael sees everything, even the times you didn't want to see it for yourself. But the window is open. The invitation has returned. And this time, you must not miss it. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Hear this now, not as a suggestion, but as a divine summons. The Spirit of the living God has loosed the voice of the Archangel to speak to the deep places within you. Archangel Michael stands at attention, sword drawn, flame ignited, eyes burning with the knowledge of things both revealed and hidden. He is not a messenger of casual interest. He is heaven's enforcer. He is the guardian of realms. And in this sacred moment, he draws near, not to the indifferent, not to the distracted, but to the spiritually awake, to those who feel the ground quaking beneath their feet and know something is shifting. In the next 7 days, a pressing will come upon your spirit. Not anxiety, not fear, but a divine disturbance, a sense that something is about to be revealed, something hidden is coming into light. It will arrive through subtle movements, a strange encounter, a sudden delay, a dream that feels too alive to ignore. Pay attention. Don't overlook what you'd normally dismiss. This is Michael's movement. This is heaven trying, once again, to get your attention. For too long, signs have been filtered through logic. For too long, heaven's whispers have been drowned by busyness. But no more. You are being called into sacred awareness. The realm of the spirit is active, buzzing, stirring, ready. Can you feel it? The angels are not idle. The hosts of the Most High are watching and warring. They are not watching passively. They are watching for your response. Your posture in this hour matters. You have been called, not just chosen. You are being watched, not just seen. This message does not belong to the masses. It was not designed for the casual scroller, the skeptical heart, or the lukewarm seeker. It is sealed for the remnant, the ones who still weep in worship, who still hear God in silence, who still sense warfare in atmospheres. This is for you. You have been interrupted recently. Yes, even the delays were divine. That opportunity that seemed to slip through your hands, it was a diversion. That person who walked away unexpectedly, it was protection. That moment of inexplicable heaviness, it was a spiritual signal. Archangel Michael has been trying to show you what the enemy has been concealing. And now, the hour demands a holy focus. The kind of focus that closes the door, turns off the noise, and leans in. Heaven doesn't shout, it whispers in power. But Michael speaks with authority. His presence in your life signals that something high-level is unfolding, something you cannot afford to miss. And hear this carefully, you have already felt the tug. You have sensed that this week carries a weight unlike any other. You have sensed a building pressure, but you did have the language. Now you do. You are not paranoid. You are not emotional. You are prophetic, and the realm of heaven is breaking open to those who respond with stillness and reverence. There is a mystery wrapping your life right now. A divine hush. A holy covering. And those around you may not understand why you're pulling back, why you're quieter, why you suddenly feel like hiding away for a moment. Let them not understand. For Michael is only sent to those who heaven is elevating, protecting, and preparing. You are not being pressed for no reason. You are being positioned. And in the days to come, your awareness will be your armor. Your discernment will be your sword. And your silence, yes, your silence, will be your greatest act of spiritual warfare. You were never alone. You were never missed. Heaven has had you in its sight the entire time. And now, Archangel Michael has been dispatched, not because you're weak, but because you're worth the war. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. They've been watching you, haven't they? Quietly, subtly, some from a distance, others pretending to stand beside you. But not all eyes are innocent, and not every silence is peaceful. The realm of the spirit has been stirring, and your soul has felt it before your mind could make sense of it. You've walked into rooms and felt atmosphere shift. You've sat in conversations and sensed something wasn't quite right. You've heard your name in whispers, felt your spirit tighten, and questioned whether you were imagining things you weren't. Archangel Michael sees all. He sees the subtle betrayals, the quiet envy, the distorted truths spoken behind your back. He sees the ones who pretend to support you but secretly fear your elevation. He sees the ones who only reach out when they need something, never when heaven is pouring oil on your head. And now, the Spirit of the Lord would say, this exposure is necessary. This discomfort is not cruelty, it is clarity. This emotional disruption is not chaos, it is divine correction. You are not losing your mind. You are shedding illusions. You are waking up to a realm where the masks must fall, where the loyalty of people will no longer be your anchor. For too long, you've discerned more than you could explain. For too long, you've silenced your intuition in the name of peace. But heaven says, peace built on pretense is not peace, it's prison. And Archangel Michael has come to tear the veil. Yes, they see you changing. They feel your shift. They sense that something about you is becoming untouchable, unreachable, set apart. And that unsettles them. But they don't see the cost. They don't see the crushing. They don't see the hours you've wept in silence, the nights you wrestled with your own worth, the mornings you forced yourself to rise even when your soul felt buried. They see the rise, but not the ashes you had to crawl through to stand. And now, the Spirit has moved again. You feel it as restlessness, a deep inner ache, a question without words. You walk through the day feeling like something is missing, like something is changing, but you can't quite grasp it. That is not anxiety. That is the divine pull of your next dimension calling you forward. Heaven disrupts before it elevates. It unsettled before it unveiled. This is your moment of holy unrest. Archangel Michael stands as a shield between you and what you cannot yet see. But make no mistake, he is already active. He has seen the trap set in conversation. He has heard the curses whispered in envy. He has stood between your name and the grave someone else's words tried to dig for it. And now, a divine reversal is unfolding, but only for the spiritually alert. They don't understand why you're pulling away. They don't understand why your energy feels different. They don't understand why your spirit no longer tolerates what once felt familiar. That is because you are shifting realms. You are being called out of common places into consecrated ground. And not everyone is permitted to follow you there. You feel watched because you are. The enemy has picked up the sound of your elevation. The spirit of jealousy has noticed the oil returning to your life. The kingdom of darkness is nervous, not because of where you are, but because of where you're going. And heaven is preparing you for it by pulling the veil off the relationships, the routines, and the roles that can't go with you. Don't be afraid of the silence that surrounds you now. Don't resist the loneliness. Don't rush to fill the gaps that God Himself created. Michael has seen what you've been blind to. He has come not just to reveal it, but to remove it. And in the removal, heaven is making space for something greater, something cleaner, something that cannot be corrupted by the hands of the jealous. They are watching now because they sense something is about to happen through you. But they still don't know the fullness of what's coming. And that is exactly how God intends it. Type "My eyes are open" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 777 is moving through your atmosphere. You've just heard a truth that pierced the veil, a truth many aren't yet ready to face. But you are. If this message stirred something in you, it's because you are part of heaven's remnant, the called, the awakened, the chosen. And now, the mission continues, but it cannot grow without the hands of those God is stirring. If the Spirit has used this voice to confirm what your soul has been feeling, consider becoming a light bearer in this movement. When you give, you are not just supporting a channel. You are sowing into a harvest of souls, unlocking deliverance, clarity, and confirmation for thousands who will come after you. Just as you were reached, now help reach others. This is your holy moment to act. Support through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or if you feel led to deeper giving, our PayPal donation link is in the video description. Remember, when you sow into light, darkness loses its grip. I declare Malachi 3:10 over every giver. I, the Lord, will open the windows of heaven and pour out blessing until there is no more need. Now rise and give like someone who knows what heaven just did for them. Let the veil now be lifted from your understanding. What you have been battling is not just emotional turmoil, not just human disappointment, not just circumstantial tension. What you are walking through is spiritual warfare, hand-selected and heaven-allowed because of the calling stamped upon your spirit. This is not an attack of chance. This is a war of precision. The opposition you're facing hath been stirred not because of who you are, but because of who you're becoming. And Archangel Michael, he who commands the hosts of heaven, has been dispatched to war not beside you, but ahead of you. Heaven doth not send Michael when minor matters are at hand. He is not moved for mere inconvenience. His presence is a sign that something of eternal consequence is unfolding in your life. The unrest, the rejection, the tension rising around you, it is not failure. It is friction born of favor. You are stepping into a version of yourself that the enemy has long feared. And so, the attacks come not to destroy but to distract. Not to end you but to delay you. But hear me, this is not the time to panic. This is the time to posture. When the enemy senses a rising in your spirit, he often sends noise, distractions, confusion, division, misunderstandings in relationships, unexpected offenses, financial pressure, health flare-ups. These are not random. These are assignments. Strategic attempts to get you to react from the flesh when you're supposed to respond from the spirit. But you, chosen one, you are not called to be reactive. You are called to be reverent. Archangel Michael is fighting where you cannot see. There are swords clashing in the spirit realm while you sleep. There are plans being unraveled and demonic meetings being cancelled because your destiny must remain intact. The enemy has files on you, but heaven holds the original blueprint. Every scheme formed against you has already been countered by angelic strategy. But the outcome hinges on this one thing: your response. You must understand the weight of your silence. You must understand the authority in your stillness. The enemy thrives in chaos. He breeds power from your panic. But when you hold your peace, when you shut your mouth and turn your face toward heaven, Michael and his armies advance on your behalf. The less you say in the natural, the more angels move in the supernatural. This is holy restraint. This is spiritual war posture. Do not misunderstand. This is not passivity. This is power under control. You are not shrinking back. You are pulling back like a drawn arrow, poised to be released by God into new territory. The people around you may misread your quietness. Let them. The ones watching may mistake your stillness for weakness. Let them. For even now, heaven is recording every detail. The surveillance of heaven is not passive, it is precise. Every word spoken against you, every lie formed, every assignment crafted in darkness has been documented in the light. Michael has seen it all. The betrayals you couldn't articulate. The motives behind the praise. The ones who clapped for your success but whispered doubts behind closed doors. And yet he is not moved at your pace but at heaven's timing. Because God is not only a protector, he is a righteous judge. And spiritual justice requires the full picture to unfold before the sword is released. What you are going through is not the evidence of abandonment. It is the confirmation of calling. You are not under attack because you're weak. You are under resistance because you are divinely dangerous. The enemy is not fighting who you are today. He is trembling over who you are about to become. And heaven is responding accordingly. So pause. Breathe. Stay silent when your flesh demands vengeance. Worship when your heart wants justice. And know this: Archangel Michael is not sleeping. He is watching. He is warring. He is covering every corner of your assignment. You are not alone in this battle. You are not forgotten in this fire. You are protected, recorded, and surrounded by power. Type "I am shielded" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1441 is fighting for you now. The air around you is not silent. It's charged. Can you feel it? The atmosphere is vibrating with unseen movement. Heaven is still, but not quiet. There is a pressure building, and it is not emotional. It is spiritual tension, the kind that comes right before a veil is torn, right before truth is revealed, right before everything hidden begins to surface. And now, the Holy One sends word through Archangel Michael: prepare, for within 72 hours, something will expose itself. Yes, you heard correctly. A holy countdown has already begun. Even as you listen now, the realm of the Spirit is leaning in, preparing to unfold something that has been long concealed from your view. Whispers that have danced in darkness will collide with the light. Hidden motives, secret intentions, buried betrayals, they are about to reveal themselves, not because you forced it, but because heaven is requiring clarity for the next chapter of your life. Understand this. What is rising to the surface now is not new. It has been lurking, waiting, building silently. Jealousy has been brewing in places you once called safe. Plotting had been nesting in the shadows of old connections. Manipulation has been quietly weaving itself into familiar patterns. But the God of truth, the one who sees in secret and rewards openly, is about to let it rise. Not to destroy you, but to deliver you. For many of you, this will come subtly. It may be a slip of the tongue, a comment that reveals a heart posture someone tried to hide. It may be a sudden exposure, a conversation you were never supposed to hear, or a mistake that uncovers a long-standing deception. For others, it will come in dreams, vivid, prophetic encounters revealing names, faces, and truths too sharp to ignore. Heaven is unsealing scrolls. Heaven is unveiling assignments. Heaven is interrupting confusion with precision. And yet, with this unveiling comes weight, spiritual weight. Don't be surprised if you find yourself unable to sleep. Don't be alarmed by the sudden heaviness pressing on your chest as night falls. This is not fear. This is not anxiety. This is your spirit man responding to the intensity of what's breaking in the unseen realm. Your soul is detecting pressure, but your assignment is to remain planted. Be still and do not flinch. The enemy wants you to panic right before it breaks. He wants you to lash out, misstep, or try to force the outcome. But hear me, any premature reaction can delay a divine result. You must stay in alignment. You must trust what Michael is uncovering on your behalf. What is about to show itself may sting, but it will also free you. Because you cannot walk into the next dimension of your anointing surrounded by what seeks to sabotage you. Your discernment has already been stirred. You felt something off for days, maybe even weeks. You couldn't name it. You couldn't point to it. But you knew something was not right. That knowing wasn't paranoia, it was preparation. And now, heaven is confirming what your spirit already knew. Let your posture be one of observation, not reaction. Let your heart stay soft, but your discernment stay sharp. As things are exposed, do not rush to respond. Allow heaven to handle what your hands cannot fix. This next move is not yours to make. It is God's move. And He is never late, never passive, never uncertain. Be warned, some things may surprise you. A face you trust in. A voice you once honored. A relationship you thought would last. But remember this. Exposure is not rejection. It is protection. The truth is not coming to break you. It's coming to liberate you from deception. And through it all, Archangel Michael stands. He does not flinch. He does not blink. He has already grown his sword. And when heaven commands action, there is no force on earth or hell that can reverse the verdict. The countdown has begun. You are not helpless. You are being helped. You are not vulnerable. You are being vindicated. Stay in position. The reveal is coming. Type "I am ready" in the comments if this message speaks to you. Blessing code 1313 is unlocking supernatural exposure and clarity. The enemy wants noise. He thrives in chaos. He orchestrates confusion to pull you into battles that were never yours to fight. But listen now, child of light. Heaven's strategy is not to shout back, but to be still. In this hour, silence is not weakness. Silence is not surrender. Silence is sacred warfare, and your obedience to this command will unlock the next level of divine intervention. Be still. Heaven fights when you don't. Archangel Michael has been dispatched for such a time as this, not merely to watch over you, but to war instead of you. You do not need to retaliate. You do not need to explain. You do not need to prove who you are to people whose eyes were never anointed to see you in the first place. This is not the time to wrestle in the flesh. This is the time to withdraw into the secret place, where divine strategy is given and angelic armies are deployed. Understand the power of restraint in this hour. Restraint is not retreat. It is reserved authority. Heaven is not asking you to run. It's commanding you to stand. Still. Quiet. Watching. Not to disengage emotionally, but to engage spiritually, so that every word that comes from your mouth is birthed from revelation, not reaction. Every move must be consecrated, not calculated. The enemy knows you're close. He senses it. That's why the pressure has intensified. That's why the distractions have increased. That's why petty offenses are trying to pull you into conversations you already outgrew. That's why the people who once honored you are suddenly distant, cold, confusing. But do not chase clarity where God has already spoken closure. Your silence will be your signature in this season, the mark that proves your trust is not in people but in the one who sent you. There is a protective covering being stretched over your spirit even now. You are being shielded under Michael's wings, a divine shelter that covers not only your physical life, but your name, your identity, your purpose. You do not need to make noise to be heard. Heaven is speaking for you. Heaven is your voice in rooms where you've been misrepresented. This is the hour where your stillness will confuse the enemy. He expected a reaction. He expected rage. He expected retaliation. But when you choose to pull back in prayer instead of pouncing in pride, you shatter the enemy's blueprint. You defy darkness by refusing to respond in the flesh. You elevate the atmosphere by choosing spiritual alignment over emotional impulse. Go into prayer like never before. Withdraw, not as one who is afraid, but as one who is being refined for revelation. Archangel Michael moves with power when you posture yourself in surrender. Every time you choose quiet over quarrel, worship over worry, reverence over retaliation, you become more untouchable, more unreachable to the demonic assignments being hurled at you. This is not the moment to prove your point. This is the moment to protect your peace. You are not shrinking. You are sheltering under divine strategy. And from that sacred place, wisdom will rise. Revelation will break through. And when the time comes for your voice to be heard, it will come with such power that no one will question its origin. You may feel like you're standing alone, but you are surrounded. Surrounded by fire. Surrounded by angels. Surrounded by divine insight. Michael is not pacing, he is posted. His wings are stretched wide over you. His sword has already been drawn. His orders are already given. Stay under the covering. Stay the quiet. Watch what heaven does when you choose not to fight for yourself. Because the truth is, heaven has already won this battle. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this divine word. Blessing code 1717 is sealing you in holy protection. Now, lift your head. Let the sorrow fall like scales from your eyes. Let the old narrative crumble under the weight of divine truth. You are no longer who they thought you were. You are no longer trapped in the identity molded by pain, betrayal, or human limitation. You have walked through fire, and yet your spirit did not burn. You have survived storms sent to drown you, and now you rise. The ashes still clinging to your garments are not shame, they are proof. You have been forged. You have been refined. And now you are ready. The enemy miscalculated. He thought the silence would break you. He thought the isolation would erase you. He thought the delay would convince you that you were forgotten. But instead, heaven was building you in secret. Like a sword tempered in heat, like a diamond crushed under pressure, like wings stretched in darkness, you were being shaped for what's coming next. The pain was not punishment. It was preparation. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a vessel of glory. The shift is not coming. It has already begun. You are not waiting on power to fall from the sky. The power is awakening inside of you now. Can you feel it? That holy fire stirring again. That spiritual alertness rising again. The fear is lifting. The confusion is breaking. The clarity is returning. You are not small. You are not overlooked. You are heaven-backed, angel-guarded, and purpose-anointed. Archangel Michael stands at your side not because you're weak, but because your assignment is dangerous to darkness. You are becoming more than what they saw, more than what they expected. You are becoming what God always knew you were, a warrior clothed in humility, a voice wrapped in discernment, a presence that shifts rooms without speaking. Yes, you've been misunderstood. Yes, you've been underestimated. But you've also been chosen. You've been marked by the flame, and what the fire did not burn, it blessed. You've been placed in seasons of silence so that your next sound would carry divine resonance. You've been hidden, not as a punishment, but as protection, because not everyone deserved to see the birthing of your breakthrough. Now you rise, not in noise, but in power. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a new weight, a new depth, a new clarity. Because now you know what the battle was really about. It was never about the attack. It was about what it awakened inside of you. It was never about the loss. It was about the level you were being summoned to reach. And hear this clearly. You are not returning to what once was. You are not going back to the version of yourself that tolerated confusion, minimized your value, or lowered your standards to be accepted by people who were never assigned to your purpose. You are moving forward with wings stretched, with eyes wide open, with oil poured over your head. You are ascending. This is your soaring season. This is the hour where the elevation begins, not just in your spirit, but in your surroundings. New wombs, new voices, new doors, new alignments. The crown that was once stolen in ridicule is now being restored in reverence. The very people who thought they buried you will have to watch you rise from the soil of their rejection. You are not what they said. You are what heaven declared. And heaven has the final word. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 1881 is now activating your divine elevation. Hear the word of the Lord. This turbulence was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to unlock your destiny. What felt like divine silence was actually divine orchestration. What felt like delay was divine design. The war you've been in, the silence you've endured, the isolation you've suffered, these were all preparation for prophetic positioning. Heaven has been moving pieces behind the veil, and now the revelation comes forth. This is your elevation. Archangel Michael was not guarding you without reason. He was not sent for a mere emotional storm or human confusion. No, he was dispatched because what's on your life carries eternal weight. You've been positioned for something much larger than you can see, something that goes beyond your current atmosphere. What you've been sensing, the deep pressure in your spirit, with a press of divine glory trying to break through the shell of your old identity. Heaven has been speaking your name. Yes, your name has been spoken in the courts of glory. It has been mentioned in divine deliberations. Angels have been sent with scrolls that carry your assignment. You may feel unseen on earth, but you are known in heaven. You may feel overlooked by people, but you are highlighted in heaven's archives. And here is the revelation. This storm, this confusion, this emotional shaking, it was the birthing ground of your next dimension. God could not elevate you with the old weight still on your back. The connections that fell away, that was intentional. The delays that wore you down, they were divine pauses so that you would arrive in alignment, not an assumption. You were not delayed. You were being developed. There are doors about to open that your past couldn't enter with you. There are promotions being released that your pain actually qualified you for. There are platforms being ready that your purity protected. You are not walking into favor by accident. You are stepping into a place that was reserved for your obedience. Let this be made clear. Nothing you have suffered was wasted. Every betrayal was seen. Every tear was bottled. Every night you cried out in confusion, heaven answered in strategy. And now the results of that obedience, the reward of that stillness, the fruit of your fire-tested faith is about to be revealed. There are people being stirred even now who are assigned to open doors for you. There are hands that will sign approvals, voices that will speak your name in rooms you've never entered, blessings that are on their way to your address, not because you chased them, but because you stayed positioned under heaven's hand. This is prophetic release. The wind is shifting in your favor. The delay is breaking. The resistance is folding. And your reward is no longer in wait. It is in motion. Michael's sword has cleared the way. And now, the glory of God rests upon your shoulders. Type "I receive the elevation" in the comments if your spirit confirms this word. Blessing code 2222 is bringing divine promotion. What heaven is releasing over your life is not just for you. It is meant to overflow into others. And this prophetic work, this voice that found you in your hour of silence, is here to continue pushing back the darkness for thousands more. But that happens when those who have been fed now help to fuel the flame. If this word resonated in your spirit, if it brought confirmation, clarity, or breakthrough, then I invite you to sow into this prophetic mission. You're not just giving. You're activating a ripple of deliverance. When you partner with this message, you're helping ensure that more chosen ones awaken, more chains break, more destinies unlock. Give through Super Thanks. Join as a YouTube member, or if you feel led, the PayPal donation link is in the video description. Every seed is sacred. Every act of support becomes a part of this divine assignment. Luke 6:38 is alive over you right now. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over, don't delay. Step into prophetic action, and let heaven multiply your obedience. Now is the moment of movement. Now is the time when revelation must become response, when clarity must transform into courage. This is the hour of destiny activation. You've heard, you've seen, you've discerned, but now heaven waits for your yes. Everything that's been fought over, everything Michael has warred to protect, everything the enemy tried to silence, it all hinges on your decision to step forward. You can no longer live in the in-between. The time for spiritual hesitation has expired. You cannot carry divine oil and still walk like you're unsure of who you are. You cannot ask for God's direction while rejecting the divine assignment He's placing in front of you. You must move. You must declare. You must step. Because the heavens are aligned. The angels are watching. And the path before you is waiting to be walked out with bold obedience. There is power in your declaration. There is fire in your agreement. You must begin to speak like someone who knows they've been chosen. Speak like someone who has heaven's army behind them. When you open your mouth and align your words with your prophetic identity, you shift atmospheres. You break generational cycles. You unlock doors that have been sealed by demonic resistance. Do not underestimate the power of a word spoken in faith. Decree, I am chosen. Declare, I am rising. Announce, I step into everything God has written over my life. These aren't just phrases. They are spiritual keys, unlocking realms of favor, releasing the weight of delay, and setting angels in motion. But it's not only about words, it's about obedience. What has God been nudging you to do that fear has silenced? Where have you been called to go but insecurity held you back? Who have you been assigned to reach, to forgive, to release, to bless, but hesitation delayed the breakthrough? You must now make bold moves that match your prophetic identity. The realm of the Spirit is watching for your alignment. The hosts of heaven respond not to passivity, but to purpose. You are not weak. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are the answer to a spiritual assignment, and when you walk in alignment, nothing in hell can block what God is ready to release. And understand this: every step you take in obedience triggers a ripple effect. Heaven records obedience. Angels are assigned based on action. When you move, Michael moves. When you obey, doors open. When you step into the assignment, your name is written in places your feet haven't yet touched. No more shrinking back. No more questioning if it's really God. No more replaying past pain to disqualify present purpose. That voice telling you to wait until you're perfect, that is the voice of the enemy. God never asked you to be perfect. He asked you to be willing. He asked for your yes. You carry weight in the Spirit. You are not just one among the crowd. You are one marked by fire, one sealed by glory, one called by name. The next move is not for the masses. It is for the mature. Those who can feel the urgency. Those who sense the shift. Those who are ready to walk even when the full picture isn't visible yet. Heaven is moving quickly. The window is narrow. And while the enemy seeks to distract you with delays, detours, and emotional exhaustion, heaven is sounding the alarm. Activate your destiny now. Declare it. Move toward it. Step into it. Don't just receive the prophecy, become the fulfillment of it. You were born for this moment. Your yes activates what generations before you prayed to see. This is not just your breakthrough. This is your legacy in motion. Type yes, Lord, I am ready in the comments if you're stepping into divine alignment. Blessing code 3030 is now unlocking doors man cannot shut. There is something happening right now that your natural eyes cannot see. A divine exchange in the spirit realm. Heaven is trading what was stolen for what is rightfully yours. Even as you rest, even as you sleep, even as you sit in silence and wait on God's instruction, heaven is moving. This is not imagination. This is not fantasy. This is divine reality, and it's unfolding even now. Archangel Michael is standing in the places where your voice could not go. He is speaking on your behalf in battles that never made it to your ears. And while you may feel like nothing is changing around you, everything is shifting above you. The silence you've been in was not abandonment. It was transaction. A holy negotiation has been occurring in the courts of heaven, and the outcome is breaking into the physical realm. Can you feel the restlessness in your spirit? That sense that something is coming, something is near, something is hovering just beyond comprehension. That's not confusion, it's confirmation. Your spirit is picking up the sound of angelic movement. You're not anxious, you're alert. The heavens are trading sorrow for strength, shame for honor, delay for acceleration. And these trades are happening in the hidden places, the realm where obedience carries more power than action, where trust holds more weight than explanation. Let this mystery be revealed to your heart. Every time you chose silence over retaliation, heaven moved. Every time you chose to worship in your weakness, heaven wrote your name in victory. Every time you refused to give up, even when you couldn't see the end, a spiritual deposit was made. And now, those deposits are maturing. What was stored in faith is now being released in favor. You are feeling the trembling of the transfer. Your soul hath been uneasy because your season is being uprooted. You are being repositioned in the spirit, and your atmosphere is responding. Don't be alarmed by the strange dreams. Don't dismiss the sudden emotional waves. Don't ignore the divine silence. These are all signs that a silent exchange is occurring. You're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're discerning. You're sensing what others ignore. You are spiritually awake in an hour where most are still slumbering. That's why your heart feels like it's being stirred at odd times. That's why certain relationships suddenly feel like friction. That's why peace has become your compass and silence your sanctuary, because heaven is making trades that your flesh can't process yet. And these trades are personal. Heaven has not forgotten what was taken from you. The betrayals you swallowed. The friendships that twisted. The years that seemed wasted. None of it was overlooked. Every pain was marked. Every loss was recorded. And now, in the spirit realm, there is movement, a divine restoration, not just of what was lost, but of what was promised before the foundation of time. Michael has stood guard over the vault of your destiny, and now he is overseeing the transfer. The wealth of wisdom you gained in the wilderness, the strength you gathered in the silence, the fire you endured in the crushing, it is all being converted into authority. But remember this, exchanges in the spirit often feel like endings in the natural. Things may fall away. People may distance. Doors may close. But don't panic. It's not loss, it's alignment. It's not rejection, it's rerouting. Trust the silence. Embrace the unknown. For what is being birthed out of this hidden place will reveal you as heaven sees you. And when it manifests, when the tangible evidence meets the prophetic promise, you will stand not as one who barely survived, but as one who was being built in secret to reign in power. Type "I receive the transfer" in the comments if your spirit confirms this. Blessing code 5151 is now moving in secret on your behalf. Hear now what the Spirit of the Lord is declaring over your life. Justice is coming. Not man's version. Not temporary balance. But heavenly justice, divine and complete. For the God who sits upon the throne of righteousness has seen everything. Every tear. Every betrayal. Every lie spoken behind your back. Every hand that sowed discord. Every voice that tried to curse your name in secret. Nothing was hidden. Nothing was ignored. Nothing was forgotten. And now, the scales are tipping. The God of recompense has arisen. The one who says, "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," has issued his verdict. And Michael, the warring archangel, has been dispatched to carry out the reversal. That's what this season is. It's not chaos. It's not confusion. It's divine reversal. That which was used to harm you is now being reversed for your good. What was sent to break you is now breaking for you. Every wrong done against you will return tenfold upon its sender. Not by your hand, but by the justice of heaven. Heaven is not just fair, it is holy. And holiness demands restitution. Holiness demands that what was stolen be returned, multiplied, restored. And now, the decree has been released. This is the season where the righteous will be repaid. But hear this. Your hands must remain clean. Do not try to avenge yourself. Do not retaliate. Do not explain. The tables are turning, and when God flips them, everyone will see the truth without you saying a word. Let them watch in silence. Let them wonder. Let them sit in confusion, because the same mouths that once whispered against you will soon witness your rising and have no words left to speak. The delays you experienced were not divine denial, they were heaven's pause for perfect timing. You cried out, "Why is nothing moving?" And God answered in silence, because justice was being prepared. Not rushed, not incomplete, but perfect, holy, strategic justice that cannot be reversed or revoked. Your vindication will not come in the way you expect. It will come in waves. The relationships you lost. Watch what God replaces. The positions that were withheld. Watch the promotions that fall into your lap with no striving. The places where your name was dishonored. Watch as those same spaces call for you again, only to realize you've already outgrown what they once withheld. There is a divine exchange happening, but this time, it is in full public view. God is preparing to show off His justice in your life in such a way that even your enemies will be forced to admit, this had to be the hand of the Lord. And still, your posture must remain holy. Keep your heart pure. Keep your words few. Let your worship do the talking. Let your stillness be your signature. Because nothing can stop what heaven has now activated on your behalf. And hear this closely. What was delayed is now being accelerated. What took years will take weeks. What you lost in a day, God will restore in moments. For the pain of your past season, God is releasing double. For every shameful moment, He is releasing honor. For every closed door, He is opening 3. The divine reversal will not just fix the past. It will catapult you into a future so glorious that you will forget the sting of what once was. Archangel Michael has watched over your justice, and now he is executing the divine order. The scroll hath been opened. The sentence has been issued. And the gavel of heaven has struck. You are justified. You are restored. You are free. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this prophetic verdict. Blessing code 6060 is now releasing divine reversals in your life. Archangel Michael sees everything, even the tears you cried when no one knew, even the prayers you whispered through clenched teeth, unsure if they even made it past your ceiling. He saw the moments when you wanted to walk away. He saw the times you asked God for a sign, and then missed it, ignored it, or dismissed it out of fear or fatigue. And still heaven extended mercy. Still, grace found its way back to you. This moment, this message, this prophetic shift, it is your second wind. Let this truth settle deeply in your spirit. You were never forgotten. You were never forsaken. You were only being fortified. What the enemy thought was your breakdown was heaven set up for your elevation. Michael didn't just observe your pain. He warred through it. He didn't just guard your path. He cleared the battlefield ahead. And now, you are standing on the edge of something holy, irreversible, and sealed by divine fire. Clarity is returning. Where confusion clouded your view, God is now parting the fog. Where weariness stole your passion, strength is being restored. Where delay once defined your season, acceleration is coming swiftly. You will walk into rooms where your name has already been mentioned. You will see doors swing open that you thought were long shut. Not because of who you know, but because of who you belong to. Let this be your affirmation, your war cry, and your declaration. I am sealed. I am seen. I am strengthened. I am not forgotten. I am not behind. I am chosen for such a time as this. Rise now, not in fear, not in hesitation, but in holy confidence. Your feet are steady. Your hands are clean. Your spirit is aligned. Michael walks with you, heaven backs you, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is not your end. It is your release. And now rise. You are not forgotten, but chosen. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 7777 is sealing your next season with favor and fire. If this message became a mirror to your spirit, if you felt the fire, the truth, and the call to rise, then don't let this moment pass like just another video. This was divine interruption. This was heaven's reminder. And now, the mission must continue. But it takes the hands of the chosen, those who've been blessed, to help others be reached. Your support is not a donation. It's a seed into the soil of deliverance, healing, and prophetic breakthrough for thousands more. You can support through Super Thanks, YouTube membership, or if you feel led by the Spirit, our PayPal donation link is in the video description. When you sow into God's movement, you open the windows of heaven not just over this channel, but over your life. As you give, I declare over you Deuteronomy 1:11. May the Lord, the God of your ancestors, increase you 1,000 times and bless you as He has promised. Give now, move in faith, and let your obedience become another soul's breakthrough.